In the year 621, a man in Mecca has just buried the two people who kept him alive, his wife of 25 years, his uncle, the tribal chief whose protection was the only reason his enemies had not killed him. He is 51, he has preached for 11 years and gathered a few dozen followers. He walked to the town of Taif to ask for shelter, and its children ran him out with stones. Then, in a single night, he is taken to Jerusalem and past it. This is Al-Isra wal-Mi'raj, the night journey and the Ascent. It is the strangest story in the life of Muhammad, and the one that produced the most ordinary thing in Islam: the 5 daily prayers that structure the lives of nearly 2 billion people. It did not begin as 5, it began as 50. And once you understand what happened between the 50 and the 5, you will never hear a call to prayer the same way again. To understand that night, you have to understand the year before it. Muslim historians call it al-Huzn, the year of sorrow. Khadija, the merchant who had employed Muhammad, then married him, then believed him before anyone else on earth did, died around 619. Within months, so did Abu Talib, the uncle who never accepted his nephew's message, but refused to hand him over. The small Muslim community had just emerged from a 3-year boycott in a Meccan valley where families ate tree leaves and children's crying could be heard across the ravine. Beyond Arabia, the world was tearing itself apart. The Byzantine and Persian empires had been at war for a decade. In 614, Persian armies had taken Jerusalem itself. The temple had been rubble for 5.5 centuries. The mount where it once stood was by most accounts an open ruin, used as a dumping ground. That is the Jerusalem the Quran points to in a single verse. Surah Al-Isra opens by declaring that God carried his servant by night from the sacred mosque to the farthest mosque, Al-Masjid al-Aqsa, and that this was to show him signs. 17 words in Arabic, no description, no details. Everything else comes from the Hadith collections and the earliest biography, written by Ibn Ishaq, roughly a century later. The story they preserve begins with sleep. Muhammad is resting near the Kaaba when he is woken and brought a mount, Buraq, described as a white animal, smaller than a mule, larger than a donkey, that crossed distance at the speed of sight. He travels north. He dismounts in Jerusalem, and there, in the earliest accounts, he is met by the prophets who came before him, Abraham, Moses, Jesus, and others, and he leads them in prayer. Consider what that image is doing. A man from a trading town in the Arabian desert, standing in the ruins of the Jewish temple, praying at the head of the entire prophetic line. Islam does not present itself in that scene as a new religion. It presents itself as the last chapter of a very old one. Then comes the Ascent. In the version recorded by al-Bukhari, narrated from the companion Anas ibn Malik, Muhammad is taken upward through 7 heavens, and at each level, a gate is opened and a name is given. Adam, who weeps looking to his right and his left. Jesus and John the Baptist. Isa and Yahya, cousins in the Islamic tradition, as in the Christian one. Joseph, Idris, Aaron, Moses, described as a tall man with a long face. And finally, Abraham, resting his back against a house of worship that the accounts say 70,000 angels enter every day and never return to again. At the summit stands a tree called Sidrat al-Muntaha, the lote tree of the farthest boundary, the limit past which creation does not go. And there, alone, without the angel, Gabriel, who had brought every other revelation to him, Muhammad receives the command. 50 prayers a day, every day, for every believer. He begins the descent. He passes Moses, who asks what he was given. 50, he says. And Moses, the prophet who spent 40 years leading a nation that argued with him, tells him to go back. Your community will not manage it. I know people. I tried with the children of Israel. Go back and ask for less. He goes back. The number drops. He descends again, and Moses sends him back again, and again, and again. The number falls from 50 to 40 to 30 to 20 to 10 to 5. Moses tells him to return one more time, and Muhammad refuses. He says he is ashamed to ask again. The answer he is given is this: the number is 5 and the reward is 50. That is the core of it. 5 in number, 50 in weight. By morning he is back in Mecca. The city's reaction is the most human detail in the entire account. They laugh. Merchants who took months to reach Syria by camel are told a man went to Jerusalem and to the heavens between dusk and dawn. Some who had believed him walked away that morning. According to Ibn Ishaq, they went to Abu Bakr to shake his faith. And he answered that if Muhammad said it, it was true, and from that day, he was called Al-Siddiq, the one who confirms. When the Quraysh demanded proof, they asked him to describe Jerusalem, a city he had never seen, and merchants in the crowd who had traded there confirmed the description. Even the nature of the journey was debated from the start. Ibn Ishaq preserves a report from Aisha herself that his body never left its place, that the journey was of the spirit. Others insisted it was physical. 14 centuries later, Muslim scholars still divide on it. Here is what almost no one expects. Every other obligation in Islam, fasting, charity, pilgrimage, was revealed on earth, delivered downward through Gabriel in verses. The prayer alone was given face to face, at the top of creation. It is the most elevated thing in the religion, and it became the most repetitive. A set of movements a child can learn in an afternoon, performed before sunrise, afternoon, in the late afternoon, at sunset, and at night. But notice the shape of the story itself. This is a scripture in which the laws lowered, asked for, argued down, reduced. 9 parts of it removed on the council of Moses before a single person had been asked to perform it. Historians like Montgomery Watt read the night journey as consolation, arriving at the lowest point of Muhammad's life. Read it that way and the arithmetic is the message. The community was never meant to be crushed by the demand. And there is one more thing that survived that night. In those years, Muslims prayed facing Jerusalem. It was only around 624 in Medina that the direction turned toward Mecca. The city he was carried to remained the first Qibla, and the mosque, now standing on that mount, carries the name from the verse, Al-Aqsa, the farthest. You can hear the ending of this story today, 5 times, in every time zone on Earth. It is in the alarm set for Fajr in a flat in Manchester, before the light. It is the reason a taxi pulls over on a highway outside Jakarta, and why a shopkeeper in Cairo lays out cardboard on the pavement. It is the pause in a hospital corridor in Casablanca, and the quiet room at the back of an airport in Toronto. Nearly 2 billion people organize their days around a number that was negotiated in the sky. He went up alone, in the worst year of his life, and was given a burden no one could carry. He came back down with a rhythm anyone could. 50 became 5, and 5, every day, still carry the weight of 50.